This Christmas old-fashioned was created by artificial intelligence. That's right, guys, we're making more AI cocktails, Christmas AI cocktails this time, so stick around. This new AI app that's kind of taking the world by storm, I asked it to create me a Christmas-themed cocktail. It gave me basically the Sugar Plum Sparkler, which is basically like a big punch. I didn't want like a huge drink, I just wanted a single serve. So let's try a single serve instead, and don't use vodka. Who likes vodka? All right, so next, it gave me the Cranberry Gin Fizz, which again, I thought was kind of basic. So I'm like, okay, try again. So that's when it gave me the Cranberry Cinnamon Old Fashioned, which I liked where it was going, but there's a few modifications we could do. I first asked what whiskey it recommended, and the AI came back and recommended either a bourbon or a rye. And it actually gave me specifics, Bullet Bourbon or Rittenhouse Rye, which I have both, but I really wanted to use my Bullet 10-year-old because I haven't used it in many recipes. After that, I recommended, you know what, instead of a cranberry syrup, why not combine the cinnamon and the cranberry and make a Christmas syrup? And I asked it to just throw in some other Christmas flavors in there. So it gave me a recipe for Christmas syrup, which we're gonna make right now. All right, so everything you're gonna need for Christmas syrup is right here. We've got cranberries, we've got sugar, water, cinnamon, allspice, and orange peels. We're gonna start by dumping our water. Recipe said a cup. I got about 1.25 cups because it's gonna evaporate a bit. Your sugar, of course, followed by your cranberries. And we're going to let that simmer a little bit before we add the rest of the ingredients because they can be a little overpowering. I don't want them there the whole time. But once you got it to a simmer, a bit of a boil, we're going to then add our vanilla. Which I didn't have in the previous screen, allspice, cinnamon, and our orange peels. So we're going to simmer that for about 5-10 minutes, no longer than that. After that, take it off the heat and let it cool down and infuse for a good 30 minutes. After that, you can strain it, bottle it, and let it cool in the fridge. And that's it. You've got Christmas syrup. That's when I asked, let's put it all together and give me the recipe for the new recipe for the Cranberry Cinnamon Old Fashioned. So let's go ahead and make the Cranberry Cinnamon Old Fashioned. All right, so we've got our Christmas syrup here, and we've got our Bullet Bourbon 10-year-old. Love that cork. And we're gonna give it a 2-ounce pour. Of course, you can use any whiskey you want here, but the Bullet is what the AI recommended, so that's what we're using. After that, of course, we've got our lovely Christmas syrup, which has a beautiful red color, and it's so nice and fragrant with all those spices. This is going to be an excellent drink. All right, so 1/2 ounce of our Christmas syrup, following that up with some bitters. We've got 2 dashes of Angostura and 2 dashes of ginger bitters. All right, and what the heck was that? That was a bit more than 2 dashes. Oh, geez. Well, fail cam. All right, well, let's clean that up, and we're back. All right, once you've started over again, stir that up, julep strainer. We're gonna serve in a rocks glass, of course, and a nice big chunk of ice. I'm sorry I don't have clear ice. I ran out. And we're gonna pour our lovely red old-fashioned into the rocks glass. For garnish here, we gotta give it a cinnamon stick and a nice long peel of orange. The first thing we're gonna do, of course, as always, is express those oils over the drink, rub it around the rim. It's gonna give it a nice citrus aroma. But before putting it in the glass, look at that. I'm gonna give it a nice decorative edge. Beautiful. There it is, the Cranberry Cinnamon Old Fashioned. So here it is. Now, it's not too sweet. You definitely get the cranberry and you get a lot of spice. Cinnamon primarily. You get a bit of the allspice. The orange the orange might be from the actual zest that's in there, but overall this is a really good, simple old-fashioned at Christmas. Since we had made the syrup and I've got a whole bottle of this Christmas syrup, I asked, what else can you create? And I came back with a couple recipes. Here's 2 that I really liked. The first one I came back with was a cranberry cinnamon fizz. So basically kind of a Tom Collins, but with a nice Christmas twist to it. So let's make the Christmas Tom Collins or the Cranberry Cinnamon Fizz. Starting with 2 ounces of gin. I'm using a local gin from Ohm Distillery or Ohm Craft Spirits. This is a pot still gin with a really nice flavor to it. After that, of course, our Christmas syrup. Half an ounce once again. Yeah, I just love that color. It's such a vibrant red. I mean, even raspberry syrup doesn't get that red. All right, after that, we got half an ounce of lemon juice. And we're going to top it off. Give it a stir here because that syrup kind of settles in the bottom there. So give it a bit of a stir. And then we're going to top it with just club soda water. All right. Give it a bit more of a stir. Got kind of a crazy garnish going on here. Festive garnish. We've got ourselves a cinnamon stick, a lemon wedge, some sprigs of rosemary, and some cranberries. There it is. The Cranberry Cinnamon Fizz. So, not as sweet. I think we could actually use a little more of that Christmas syrup in this one because so much of it is just the soda. And a lot of it will depend on the gin they're using. I'm using a gin from Ohm Distillery. It's a pot still gin. It's got a lot of character, so that is primarily what I'm getting through. But I'm still getting a bit of that spice, especially cinnamon. The cinnamon really comes through, and a bit of the cranberry flavor. But I would definitely bump up the syrup in this one. But again, a nice festive drink using our AI-created Christmas syrup. The last thing I asked it to do was create a Tiki style drink using the Christmas syrup. So I kind of went back and forth, and I was making some suggestions. I was a little simplistic. I said, combine some more like Tiki ingredients and added falernum to it. And then I said, okay, well, it had like a lot of juices at first. For some reason, internet drinks seem to think that Tiki is like 80% pineapple juice. So I was like, okay, let's remove some of that, some of those juices. And this is the recipe that, with the collaboration with myself and the AI going back and forth, is what we came up with, the Tiki Yuletide Punch. All right, so the AI said 2 ounces of dark rum, but I figured let's split the base. This is a Tiki drink, so we're gonna do 2 of my favorite rums. And start off, of course, with an ounce of Smith & Cross, because Smith & Cross is hands down the best rum. And after that, we're going to do an ounce of Lemon Heart 151, because any good Tiki drink needs to have some overproof rum in there. There it is, an ounce of Lemon Heart. So we got our 2 ounces of rum. After that, we need half an ounce of falernum. This is my homemade falernum, so make sure you check out that recipe, because I make homemade falernum. All right, lovely. After that, we have our Christmas syrup, of course, half an ounce. It's gonna give it that beautiful red color. Look at that. We've got some lime juice, half an ounce as well. That's gonna balance things out, give it a little bit of tartness and sourness. Quarter ounce of OJ. I'm not really sure why that's there, but hey, the AI called for it, so. And a full ounce of pineapple juice, because the AI thinks that literally all Tiki drinks have pineapple juice in them. Lastly, we're going to do a couple dashes of Tiki bitters. That was my own addition, just because I love these things. The Elamakule bitters, they're fantastic. A little bit of anise, a little bit of cinnamon and spice. It's awesome. All right, crushed ice, flippy move. We're going to give this a really quick whip shake. There we go. I don't use too much crushed ice during the holidays, but it's kind of a callback to, come on, open up. Call back to the summer times. And of course, we got to bring out the lovely Tiki glass, give it a straight dump, top it off with more crushed ice, and then we're going to give it that festive Tiki garnish. So we got a festive straw, we've got a bunch of maraschino cherries, and a nice green pineapple frond. Looks awesome. Oh, and a cinnamon stick. Well, there it is, the Tiki Yuletide Punch. And here it is. I think this is a perfect kind of blend of holiday spirit and kind of tropical Tiki vibes. It looks amazing. Let's see how it tastes. Oh, that's good. The pineapple always takes over in my opinion. I could definitely do a little less pineapple. There's a full ounce. I would almost go like a bump up the Christmas syrup to an ounce, and then go half an ounce of the pineapple, because the pineapple and the orange juice is kind of useless. Get that out of there. But overall, it's your standard, very interesting tiki drink. Very good tiki drink, but with kind of a Christmas flair to it, with those spices and the cranberry. That's excellent. All right, so out of these three, I think the old fashioned is still my favorite. It's the one where the cranberry does come out the most, and it's just a really good drink. I hope you enjoyed that. This is actually a lot of fun. This is like fairly new technology, all this AI stuff. I'll leave the link to the one I'm using in the description down below. I think it's called Chat.GPT, something like that. But essentially, it's conversational. You just type in, and AI responds to you, and you can ask. I'm using it to come up with cocktail recipes, but you can literally ask it anything, and it will reply to you. And the more people use it, the more it learns, and the better it gets. That's the whole idea behind artificial intelligence. But definitely, it created a fantastic set of cocktails here, and a syrup. It came up with a syrup all by itself, the Christmas syrup. So all those recipes, I'll leave them in the description down below. Make sure you hit subscribe and check out all the Christmas cocktails that we're making. And I've got a whole bunch from past years as well. So don't miss out on those. And we'll see you next time. Cheers.